maulan na adlaw, madayaw na adlaw. I'm live here in Cebu City at Alson's Inn. And welcome pala sa ating first edition and first episode, hopefully not the last season, ng Tuesday Talks. Ako pala inyong lingkod, Tuesday Rolona, and I'm posting this in my vlog, Biyaherang Tuesday. So matagal-tagal na rin guys, simula ng lockdown, hindi na kasi ako nakapag-travel masyado. But when I was also having my new job after the lockdown, hindi na rin ako masyadong nakaka-post sa Tuesday, Biyaherang Tuesday na vlog. But so hopefully, ito na ang simula ng marami-raming uh, content naman through Tuesday Talk. So sa umagang ito, o sa araw na ito, gusto kong i-share sa inyo, ibahagi sa inyo ang aking um, isa sa mga pinagkakaabalahan ko lately. And of course, that's my YouTube. You can follow me there. And today, Tuesday Talks would like to dwell or to focus on the topic villainizing women. Kasi naman, guys, nag-aaral ako currently. I'm enrolled in Cebu Normal University in the College of Culture, Arts, and Sports in the program Doctor of Arts in Literature and Communication. At isa sa mga pinagawa sa amin is an IMRAD study on a comparison of a 21st century writer at saka traditional writer. And I picked two legendary writers from Mindanao. So ito yung title ng IMRAD ko, which is Villainizing Women, Philippine Mythical Creatures in Apuyon, that's Sator Apuyon, and Taboklaon, Alea Taboklaon's Narratives. Shout out pala sa professor ko, Dr. D. Cotejo or Donna Grace Cotejo, who is very, very witty and smart to assist me in accomplishing this IMRAD study. And from there, nakabuo ako ng idea to come up with a short lecture in a form of parang nagpa-podcast ka on the topic itself of villainizing women. Kasi ang tanong dyan mga ka-Tuesday, mga ka-Biyaherang Tuesday is, are women really villains or they were just victims who were forced to rise up and become villains? Kasi ang dami nating naririnig na, ay, maldita yan, evil yan, Cruella de Vil yan. But actually, you don't know the history or the background story of each villain that is featured in the fiction. And having said that, in this talk, we will attempt to do the following or to discuss the following. So bear with me kasi alam ko marami din kayong mga favorite villain or women villain na characters. So let's get to know three women villains in fiction, the one that moved me to do the study and eventually do this output. And second naman, the scare factor. Ano bang meron itong mga mythical creatures na ito na kahit ito, I'll feature a video that I asked permission from the one who did this video, who reported this video. Anong meron ba itong mga mythical creatures na to, like the Manananggal, Sirena, and so on and so forth, that people until today are still, scared, or it becomes a part of their horror stories in Filipino culture. And the last is in three-point analysis and of course a discussion on why and how vital it is to take note of villainizing women. Okay, so punta na tayo. Women villains in fiction. The first on my list is the very famous Grendel's mom. So this is Angelina Jolie in the live action movie Beowulf. Kasi Grendel's mom is one of the villains in Beowulf. Actually, she's the main villain after Grendel was murdered. So she's misunderstood, guys. As a women villain, hindi naman kasi siya talaga yung main opponent ni Beowulf. In this Anglo-Saxon epic poetry, which everybody thought na it's a play or turned into a movie for 21st century viewers, hindi po epic poetry po ng Anglo-Saxon ang storya ni Beowulf. And one of the celebrated characters there is the woman villain in the person of Grendel's mom. She's so relatable to the point na wala siyang pangalan, di ba? She was not given pangalan like Minerva, Beatrice, yung mga ganun, wala. She's just named after Grendel. Kasi her her identity, yung pagkakakilanlan niya is she's the mother of Grendel, nag-aruga, nagpalaki, and only to find out that her daughter, Grendel, fall in the hands of Beowulf and his men. And also, what triggered her to become a villain or to avenge her son was the head ba yun or the hand of Grendel ang tinago ng mga people ni Beowulf as a souvenir that they have defeated a very monstrous opponent na mas twice their size. So that moved her to rise up. Nananahimik lang si Grendel's mom, but because she was a victim of a mother na, alam mo yun, yung parang pinatay yung kaisa-isang anak niya. So she had to rise up and avenge the son's death, si Grendel. So again, you decide, victim or villain. Second naman is this one is one of the characters that I analyzed in my IMRAD. This is the Wakwak na mga Bisaya kasi the setting of Sator Apoyon's Anak sa Wakwak, that's the title of his anong tawag nito, fiction, which he wrote in sometime in 1990s or late 80s, published in the Bisaya magazine, kung familiar kayo niyan. His setting was in Bohol. Tsaka yung place na yun sa Bohol, known sila to be inhabited by Wakwak. So, awakwak is yan nakita niyo sa picture. It's similar to what we know as tiktik sa mga Tagalog na bird-like creature, aswang from the aswang family. Sa mga Americans dyan, it's like the vampire of the Philippines. And his character Wakwak is a shapeshifter. So can dress up as a mother. Mother talaga siya. When Sator Apuyon described her, she's like, nag-aaruga din siya na ina. She's the mother of Teresa. Now, what happened with Teresa in the story is she was sexually abused. Yung kaklase niya, siguro may gusto sa kanya, o it's either yung kaklase niya may gusto sa kanya or minamak siya because she's the daughter of a wakwak. So parang tinitest niya. So sorry for this, MTRCB, he touched the breast of Teresa. So yun, sexually assaulted si Teresa. And when Teresa came home crying, of course, what does a mother do? Whether wakwak pa yan, whether totoong tao yan, they would really, really attend to the needs and the injustices done to their child. So what happened was he retaliated and yung tawag yan, parang it became like a vengeful event kasi pinatay niya yun si Esong. So sad to say. But again, it started with the action of sexual assault to her daughter. So yun din, parang similar sila ni Miss Grendel's mom. Okay? So let's go to the next one. The third character in fiction, ito naman, is ako aminado ko, first time ko marinig ang character nito when I read Alea Tabuklaon's The Tale of Tonyo the Brave. So this fiction is written when she was still in UP, 2004 yata published ng UP Likhaan. And the first time I heard about this is when I taught in senior high. Kasi nung senior high, meron tayong 21st century literature. Isa si Alea Tabuklaon ang nakalagay dun sa DepEd curriculum guide na story. And so, let me just define, sabi niya dito, a manlalayog daw is a creature that possesses special powers. Once she is hunting, killing her becomes a challenge, for she transforms into a very beautiful woman who will certainly use her considerable charm to weaken a man's will. Iba naman to si manlalayog. Kung si Wakwak is transformed to this bird-like creature na vampire-inspired and aswang in a Tagalog context, ito naman siya nagmamaganda. So as a villainizing woman, she lures her ang tawag ito, victims and praise them and to to letting them see kung gaano siya kaganda. Kasi, pero yung buhok niya, kaya ganyan-ganyan yung hair niya dyan sa artist perspective. Si Manlalayog kasi she uses her hair to captivate you, to capture you. So, ano mahihirapan ka talaga to kill her. So, that's according to the story or the mythical description of Alea Taboklaon's The Tale of Tonyo the Brave. Iba naman kasi yung sa kanya. She didn't come out there for vengeance, but rather she kills men who are going out at night. She hunts them because she's hungry. Alam mo yun, yung parang survival of the fittest. And she's like, anong tawag ba dito? Parang she doesn't kill because trip-trip niya, but because she's hungry and she needs to eat. Ganun. So kayo na rin maghusga, victim or villain. So, before we proceed, ito na yung second scare factor. Bakit kaya hanggang ngayon, it's already 2024. Oh, this video was taken 2022, 2 years back, but relatively new naman. This is from a report from a Davawenia reporter who's a good friend, and we're both members of the MEM, the Mindanao Educators, Media Educators of Mindanao. I wanted to interview her pero hindi talaga mag-commit ang schedule namin because she's very busy. She's still doing field work and she's also teaching in Ateneo de Davao. So in lieu of that, she just allowed me to use this. And for point of discussion na naman, this is taken from the YouTube channel of One Balita. So let's watch and I'll also give my opinion in a while.
Malayo pa ang Halloween pero nagkakatakutan na ang ilang residente sa Samal Island. Meron daw kasing nakakita roon ng aswang. Kaano nga ba yan katotoo? Magbabalita si Jem Abansenya.
Alas 7 pa lang ng gabi pero tahimik at halos wala ng tao sa kalsada sa Barangay Pisyon Miranda sa Island Garden City of Samal sa Davao del Norte. Kumakalat kasi sa social media nitong weekend ang nakita raw na wakwak o aswang sa barangay. Sa kwento ng isang lalaki sa Super Balita Davao, may nakita raw silang malaking ibon na lumipad mula sa mga kawayan at kakaiba raw ang tunog nito. Sa katabing barangay naman na Kogon, may nakita rin daw na ganito ang ilang residente.
Naagihan lang nila ba na ispatan na sila motor nga kuan nad kanang wakwak daw kanang iya daw ano kay langgam daw siya pero yung lawas kay tao daw. Ihadlo kay
Tumangging humarap sa amin ang residenteng nakakita raw sa manananggal. Pero kwento ng isa pang source, pauwi galing simbahan si alias Jean kasama ang kanyang kasintahan noong Sabado nang makita nila ang isang malaking ibon na may katawang tao. Dala ng takot, hinarurot na lang nila ang kanilang motor kahit maputik. Ayon naman kay Barangay Pisyon Chairman Maynard Galutira, sanay na sila sa mga kwentong kababalaghan gaya ng umano'y manananggal.
Oo, napagani dire balita nga musulod. Dire po to sa Miranda. Napoy tao daw nga musakal nga di ta kabantay. Biya gyud tong isa ka tawo nga mismo nagistorya mi nga kaniadto daw na isang tilmo diha. Nga ting ulan mugukod daw ng kalayo.
Pero paglilinaw ni Kap, hindi na kumpirma ang mga ito at hanggang kwento-kwento lang. Siya raw kasi mismo ang nagpapatrolya kahit madaling araw para malaman kung totoo ito.
Nga ginalokit na ko na ginaadtuan ng mga lugar nga ilang pakuan nga naa ng mga kanang mga wakwak, mga santilmo. Pero kaluoy sa Dios, wala pang ginapapatunayan diri sa among barangay. Dili jud siya basihan nga para nato magtuota sa mga nag-report kay wa man ta kabalo po ning nag-report ug unsa po diyang panahon nato ubog bagha na niya nagpataka na lang kung nakita niya.
Kaya paalala nila sa publiko, huwag basta maniniwala sa mga nababasa sa social media hanggat hindi ito napapatunayan. Para sa 1PH, Jem Avancenia, News 5.
Gusto mo bang lagi kang update? Malayo pa ang Halloween pero
Okay. So, o diba? So, kahit sa bandang Davao del Norte, Samal Island, in the year 2022, that was 2 years ago, they also still believe or get charmed or kahit sabihin mong chismis lang yan, maritas lang yan, hello, yun ang full name ko, that is something valid to them until today. Kasi kung ibig sabihin that they have that fear, the scare factor, naniniwala pa rin sila that there are mythical creatures, there are women creatures that are villains in their eyes. So let's go now. Thank you pala, Miss Jem, for sharing that and for, kasi nga sabi niya, Matet, mahirapan talaga natin i-meet yung sked. So I'd rather just, she just directed me to that. Naalala ko kasi yung balitang yan. And then, yun na lang, I just gave it as an example. So thank you also to the YouTube channel of One Balita. So let's go now to my 3-point analysis or discussion whether women are really villains or victims. Kasi kanina I already presented 3 women villains in fiction. First one, oh, by the way, before niya, shout out ka lang, wow, girl power. So, ano to, extension ba to ng Women's Month? Pwede naman because I started this study March during Women's Month. So number one, women in fiction have turning points. You noticed that Grendel's mom emerged from the pit of her home to avenge and to reclaim the body part of Grendel na ginawang souvenir or keepsake ng mga men ni Beowulf. In another way, yung anak sa Wakwak, the mother of Teresa, also retaliated with Esong kasi naman ano siya, may ginawa talaga siya. He sexually assaulted the 14-year-old child or minor pa nga si Teresa nun, di ba? But you know, when you're a wakwak and you don't just go to authorities, you have the power to arrest the perpetrator right then and there. So kaya naman sabi ko talaga there are turning points. Now, in one way or another, kung women in fiction yan or women in reality, or the realia, the real life, lahat tayo we can I'm a woman so I can relate that we probably have this personality na we're strong, we're ano ba empowered, and then you know we live in an era na hindi lang tayo sunod-sunuran sa patriarchal society. And not only that, we live in an era, mga kababae ko, that we can voice out. Gone were the days na we are like Jane Eyre, or sino ba yung mga characters in the classical times na yung si Daisy, si Daisy Miller yan, parang tago-tago tayo sa ating mga saloobin. Now we can voice out. And those women villains in the fiction who serves as the antagonists, the characters that was assigned to them have turning points in their life. So get to know their backstories before judging them. Not like bawal judgmental. Wala na nga bawal judgmental din ngayon sa Itbulaga na segment, di ba? Anyway, let's go to number 2. The second point that I have. Women villains can slay too. Ano ibig sabihin yan? I idolize women villains. Cruella de Vil is very vain. Sino ba yung mga favorite ko na mga villain women? The Devil Wears Prada, di ba? So, ito ang pinaka-favorite ko. Although this is Western, UK kasi siya. I really love the character of Bellatrix Lestrange. Kasi she's from Harry Potter, di ba? Like, more than Lord Voldemort na kinatatakutan. She's one of those minions na alam mo, ang taray, and she also killed a lot of great characters na pivotal ang role sa life ni Harry Potter. And may bias kasi ako. Personally, I like this actress. She's really, really a good actress. And reading, before they casted her, when I read the books naman, kasi I already pictured out na maiinis ka talaga sa isang Bellatrix Lestrange. So, di ba, women characters can slay too, whether they're victims or they're villains. When you read them in fiction, they bring real characters to life. The third and the final point is villainizing women is actually a modern day empowering women. Ito din yung sabi sa akin ng professor ko. Hi, Doc D, shout out again. When I proposed the study, she said, villainizing women, that's still a form of empowering women. That is true. Kasi kahit naman they are villains, they act evil ways, there are motivations why they do that. There are reasons and purposes why their acts um, are going through that direction. So it's still a way to empower them. Kaya lang nga, empowering women gone wrong kasi negative ang impact. They became villains and they became evil characters in the fiction. And so, as I end, kasi hindi naman tayo 1 hour dito sa ating podcast, and just a special edition also. This is my one point, and I would like to share this to women who are not just villains, but women who are still in their shadow of introverts, and alam mo yun, yung parang silent sila. Do not just villainize women. Idolize them instead. Look, in the words of Catriona, but look at the silver lining. I mean, you analyze deeply their characters and get to know kung ano talaga yung dapat sabihin sa kanila or dapat misconception sa mga villainized women because there are story behind every woman. And kahit naman ako ang dami naiinis sa akin kasi um, well, I'm designated with a heavy admin job, but I'm just doing my job. So I don't villainize you guys. I'm just doing what is asked of me, what is the job description given to me. And of course, bago ako mag-end, sana hindi niyo makalimutan na thanks by the way for joining me. And please do subscribe at my platforms. I have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube where I'm posting this, and the name is still the same. It's Viajeran Tuesday. Mhm. So yun lang naman aking mga ka-chika, mga ka-Tuesday. Ongoing pa rin ang aking program at Smart Agri Radio 103.9 every Monday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's DSSC Today. We're broadcasted live also at DSSC Smart Agri Radio FB page. And every Wednesday, I'm hosting the anong term natin dyan? Parang payo or advice segment or advice show ng DSSC Smart Agri Radio. It's entitled Dear in Diet Tudong. I'm with Dr. Jeric Arnado and soon to be doctor pa pala. Professor siya ngayon. Professor Jeline Maginalig, who are both licensed guidance counselors of Davao del Sur State College. So maraming salamat for joining me in this very short podcast. And I hope as I end, you would realize that villainizing women, you have to know their story before judging them. Goodbye. This is Tuesday Rolana. Thanks for joining.